Hello and welcome to this tutorial hosted by grantmods.net. In this tutorial we will cover how to make combat arms modifications, 3D modifications to be more specific. Alright, so go ahead and lower that. Alright, so we got two files here. We got a file which could be our desktop, whatever file. This is going to be a file that I'm going to delete after this tutorial. So this will be where all our files will be held. And these are all our modding tools. I will leave a link for all these tools. Okay, so alright, just to cover this, you do need extra plugins for Maya 2012, and I will write down in the forum on how to get those tools and how to install them. It gets a little tricky whenever you're doing that. Okay. So you navigate to you got to get a file from your combat arms. So you want to open file, navigate to your game folder, and then we're going to look for guns. And now we have all these files under guns because we're going to be modifying a gun in this tutorial. And we got guns T, PV, AR, gun T, PV, SR, all these files. We want to look for a model since we're doing a 3D. So we're going to look for a model, which is an M, guns model, and then we're going to look for an HH file. We got texture HH. We need to go up here and search. We don't have to go up here. Model underscore HH, and there we go. This will be a 3D model in our this will be a 3D model of all the guns. We need to go back to our main folder, paste it in there, and now we need to open res extract. We need to extract all the guns that are in the game into a new folder. So open extract, desktop. Well, we can just copy that there and then paste the folder right in there. So you want to bring it over here, open it, and then it should start the extraction process, and it should create a folder with all the guns created. This should take a fair amount of time to complete. It's almost done. And it should be done in a second. Okay, so once this completes, we're going to go inside this folder and take out a gun that we want to modify. Okay, so completed. We're going to go in this folder, and we're going to look for a M16A3. Yeah, that's the gun we want to modify. That's the gun that you start off with in combat arms, if you did not know. So copy that, paste it in here, and you can go ahead and name this. Well, we don't have to name that. Alright, so we're gonna rename this first one right here as, well, no, don't rename it. Okay, so now we gotta turn this LTB into a .x. How do we do that? We go to LTB to X. We open this nice little neat tool. Then we're going to go up here, copy this, the location of the file, open the source file. Oh, this time we can't do that. So we got to come over here to our folder that it's in, select the LTB folder, hit OK. Destination file, same place, except we want it to be the gun name. So copy the file name that you're modifying, paste it in here, save it, and then convert. And it's converted, and a .x and a .x CMD will pop up. You can go ahead and delete the CMD file as it's not needed. And now we're going to open 3D Exploration. Go ahead and run the file. Maximize, or we can actually just I believe we can just drag the folder in. Okay, we were able to just drag the folder in. Okay, now we want to save it as a .3ds. Save as .3ds and save. As it already exists. Oh, that's in our desktop. We want to put it in the area we were at. It was about to overwrite one of my other projects. Save. And then you want to save all textures as BMP, JPEG, or TGA, whatever your preference is. Preferably I choose JPEG, but I'm going to leave BMP because my hard drive's at a maximum capacity at the moment. So, okay. And then you want to go ahead and close out. And now you got a .3ds file, which is a 3D Studio model. And now we can go ahead and open this with Maya. So go ahead and open Maya 2012. Okay, so once your Maya finally loads, you want to go ahead and you may have screens that look like this. So go ahead and close out of that, and then we can close out of that. And now we are inside Maya. I'm using one hand here, so I'll be using the mouse to control what we're doing in here. So just go back to the front and okay, so file, import, where's import? Import. And we want to come to desktop and find our folder that we put it all in. And it's not there. Okay. Sometimes you gotta come over to the window and find the plugin manager. It didn't load the plugins by default. Sometimes it does this to me. Browse, or you shouldn't even have to browse. Okay, yes, we're gonna have to browse. Okay, browse. It should have been right here. Maybe we have to go back a folder. Autodesk Tools 2012. Okay, plugins, 3ds, import. So select the plugin, hit open, and then yes, auto load, close. Okay, now it should work. If not, we can just go back. Okay, we have the 3ds right here, so we can now import 3ds files. And then we want to select our 3ds file that we converted, hit import, and then we have our combat arms gun. Now whenever you're in Maya, there's a few things you need to do before you start doing anything at first. You want to come right over here and select this tool right here. It gets rid of all those lines, but if you're going to modify the gun, make your own gun, you should probably know what to do about the 3D modifying on Maya. You want to select that. You want to select high quality and textured. And we don't have a texture right now, so we're going to have to make a texture. So you want to come over to, no, you want to right click it. You want to right click the gun and then come to material attributes over to the right, so it should pop up. Okay, then you'll have common materials attributes with a color. Now you want to click the color tab right next to it. Okay, now you got this window called render node. you want to go to File, and now you should get a, I'm just going through on what you would do if you already had a file to import, but this is what you would do. Image name, and then you would pick the texture. So let's go ahead and make a texture real quick. We got to come up here, we got to go to UV texture editor. The gun's black at the moment because we don't have a gun. Alright, so then you want to come to UV snapshot, and then we want to put the file to our delete folder, desktop, delete, and then we want to just make it texture. Okay, and hit OK. Okay, we got to select the gun first. I'm sorry. Then you'll see all the parts of the weapon and parts of the gun that we'll need. So UV texture, where is it? Right now, UV snapshot. I'm sorry. Okay. Now we have that. We want to select PNG for the best quality. Then hit OK. File exist, overwrite. And for some reason I put it in Maya again. So you go back to your file and then hit texture, hit OK, OK, and then it just took the snapshot. Did it fail? And it failed. For some reason it failed. Let's try this again. UV snapshot. I was just put it in the Maya. Make it number 2. Okay, it put it in the Maya. Let's go ahead and close out of that. Move here to your documents. Look for Maya. Projects, default, images, and there's our file. So go ahead and open that with Adobe Photoshop. Let's go and use Google for a quick image. Google.com. If you're going to sell content on grantmods.net, this is forbidden, but since this is for educational purposes, this is what I'm going to do. Glass shatter. Let me just look for just a random image that we might be able to use. Here we go. Copy. Oh, we might have to click it. Copy image. And go back so it doesn't re-navigate us. Open your Photoshop. And I'm going to get a hard drive error more likely. Okay, now you might see like little tiny lines. This file has extra settings to it, so do not write on this file. You want to create a new tab, set your background to black, and put it under it. And then you'll see the white lines. Now if you were to turn it white, you would see the lines again. That's because of the setting. So now you want to duplicate this one, the first one, layer 0, put it under your layer 0, turn layer 0 invisible, and then merge layer 1 with layer 2 and make layer 1. Then drag it to the top and name this edit. And then come over here and select your magic wand tool and select the outside and hit delete. And then you want to come over here to your rectangle tool, rectangle selection, select inverse, create a new tab, and then you want to right click fill layer. Where is it? Fill color. So we're gonna fill it with white. Okay. Okay, so now we got white parts all over. So now we're going to create another tab. We're going to blank out the edit version that we're not going to need. And just so we can see a little bit more clearly, we're going to put the background as black. This doesn't matter because this won't be in the gun and the render won't be able to see this. So now we want to place in our, we can just Control V, I guess. And this is going to be considered really bad because I'm about to stretch it as well as copyright it. And then you can stretch it. Okay, now we have stretched glass. How nice. And then you want to drag it to the top and select one of these. And that one looks nice. Alright. And then select the bottom one, Control U. Bring it as red. Oh, yeah, select colorize, I'm sorry. Colorize. And that should bring it out as red a little bit. Let's do blue. I like blue better. Okay, we got some blue glass right here. This might come up a little ugly in the editor, but it'll do for this tutorial. Okay, so we can save this as desktop, delete, PNG. I like to save the project file as well in a PSD so I can go back and edit it easily. Okay, hit OK. Come back over here to Maya. Right click, material attributes, hit your color, add the file, come over to your desktop, select the file, and it should render it. And there we have it. We have our gun in a textured edit. Of course, it takes a little bit more work, as we should have added in handles, things like that, but we just added in a blank texture. Relatively, this gun would look pretty cool in combat arms on the top side. People seem to like the stripes, but then to convert it back, all you do is just go backward in the steps, and then you got to get the file back into a res file. That'll be an entire new tutorial. That'll be tutorial number 2. Thank you for watching. This video is sponsored by grantmods.net.